let's get into it. And I want to thank you for joining us. I know you're usually on that side, being one of the viewers, and you've been around the channel for such a long time. So I just want to ask you, now that you're really here with me, what makes you want to become a profitable trader?
Yeah, I mean, as you know, working the 9 to 5, just like everybody, I want to escape that rat race. And I mean, especially making $2,500 a month in LA is just not cutting it. You know, seeing you and your friends live the life you guys are living, trading has just made me want it even more, especially being out here on your balcony. Super inspiring, and I'm ready to put it all in.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I've known you for a long time. You know me, I like to take care of my people. And so, bro, are you ready?
I'm ready, bro.
All right, bro, let's get it. All right, so now before I get into actually teaching you, I just want to know what it is that you actually do when you step on the charts. You know, your number one setup.
Yeah, so mainly trade support and resistance, and I'll be honest, I use a lot of indicators that I rely on to tell me whether or not I should buy or sell.
All right. So what I want to do is just hop on replay mode so you can actually show me what it is that you do, and then we'll move from there. All right, so I brought the chart back to a random moment in time so that way you can just show me exactly how you would mark it up. And if you see a trade, I want you to use the prediction tool to show me what trade you would take.
Perfect. All right, so even right here, I can see that price wants to push up, especially on the 1 hour. I can see bullish structure. And really what I'm just waiting for is this yellow line to cross this red line. And that's honestly a perfect indication to get in for a buy. I'm waiting for that line. So right here, perfectly, yellow line crosses just as we get right here. And I like to get it right when the yellow line is crossing. And so typically I would kind of get into where price is right here. I'd set my stop loss right here at this low, and I would probably target this most recent high.
Right.
And that's pretty much an A+ setup for me.
Sure. So let's see how it would play out.
Damn.
All right. You know, it happens. You know, trading, nobody's going to win 100% of the time. So just feel free to let it play out. And then if you see another setup, let's go ahead and take that one. And let's see if you could, you know, have some better luck on that.
All right. So right here, I can see that the two lines are getting close. I didn't really see anything up here because the lines weren't really getting near each other.
Right.
I really just like to look for this yellow line crossing over to this red line. And that pretty much tells me that I should get into a buy position. So I can see right here, we're getting close. All right. We can see right here perfectly that the yellow line is just crossing that red line. So typically I would get in again right here at this pretty much where price is at, and I would set my stop loss to right here. And then what makes me like this trade even more is that we have this huge imbalance. Price is just kind of in this bear structure, but these two lines crossing tells me that price wants to move up. So I'd probably target this whole move up to this last high, this recent high, and then I'll pretty much set my stop loss to right here. And yeah, I'll probably catch this whole trade up.
All right, let's see how this one rips.
Damn, stop loss again.
One time is funny, 2 times it's annoying, no?
I already see the mistakes that you're making, and it's very simple. There's 3 common things that you have to focus on in trading, and it's not these at all.
Yeah.
The 3 things we really want to focus on in trading are our supply and demand zones, our breaks of structure, and targeting liquidity. So I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. So supply and demand zone in the market are the biggest areas before we have massive pushes in the markets. So let's say markets were looking something like this. This level at the bottom over here would be our demand zone because there's a lot of demand here. So people want to buy and move the charts upwards. Now, if I'm looking to sell, I want to sell at a supply zone, an area where price moved very aggressively to the downside and broke structure towards the downside. So this would be a very good level if I'm looking for a supply zone, and then I could be essentially looking to target further down, and you would see price move down like this. And when it comes to breaks of structure, all we're looking for are areas in the markets where we see our previous low or our previous high, depending on what trend we're in, get broken. So for example, in here, we have a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, and then we break our higher low, showing us that we're going to move in a downtrend. So now price has broken its structure here. So when price does this, it's now continuing structure. So if price pushes upwards here, then what do we have once we break this level?
Break structure.
Correct, towards the upside. So then that would create what type of area over here?
Demand.
Exactly. So now if price were to do this, then what do we have on the lower side?
We have a lower low.
Right, and also this.
Break structure.
Exactly, and then this would be considered our
supply zone.
Correct. And then the last thing I would want to point out on the charts is targeting liquidity. So when it comes to liquidity, you have to think of it as the market is an infinite pool of money. So what you want to do is make sure that you are taking or diving into that pool of money, right? So the way we identify big liquidity on the charts is by seeing all these wicks over here. So we have 1 wick, 2 wick, 3 wick, 4 wick, 5 wick, these very big areas. And I like to just use them kind of with this horizontal ray to point out where they are. So that way I understand when I'm trading, I'm targeting a very valid level because there's money resting there. So as a bank, if I'm moving an order, I want to target that area.
So when you see a lot of wicks in one area bunched up, that tells you that's kind of your target?
Exactly.
Okay. And so when do you use the lines as indicators?
Oh my God, bro.
We don't use that at this level. These lines are like a huge piece of Like, this is something that everyone, when they first get into trading, learn is amazing, but in reality, they don't do anything for you.
So you don't use them at all in your trading?
Never. So here's an example of something that I would like to take. So here, first I want to identify what's going on with the actual structure. And so if I look left, I can see we had this massive break of structure towards the upside, right? Very clear. No matter what structure point you point out over here, they're all getting broken essentially by this big move towards the upside. So from there, I want to mark out my demand zone, which I can see is over here. And this isn't valid until we receive that break of structure. So none of these wicks over here are showing me that price has tapped into the zone. I'm still waiting for price to enter the zone so that way I can look to take it and buy. Now, I always like to cross-reference two ways, with my higher time frames and my lower time frames. So here I'm going to check the 4 hour and the zone is still valid. And then I'm also going to check the daily, and I can still see this zone still looks very valid. I mean, it breaks even the structure on the daily. So now on the 1 hour, I'm going to be very patient and I'm going to wait for price to actually come back into my demand zone. So here we can see that now we're in the demand zone. And one thing I want to do from here to get the best entry is refine. So I'm going to go to like a minute 5 if I can and look for a break of structure. So here I can see price breaks towards the downside and then breaks towards the upside. So now I can look to get in on the retest of the new demand zone. So this candle would be the lowest area before I would push up, making this our demand zone. So I would look to essentially enter right there. And then since I'm trading off the 1 hour mainly, I'm going to look for the 1 hour time frame for my target. And as I told you earlier, it's all about breaks of structure, supply and demand, and liquidity. So now all I'm going to do is point out where I see the most wicks, which I would say is right about over here. You can see structure essentially levels out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like times where the wicks are all touching each other. And then I'll just let that play out and we'll see how this works. And so here you can see I had to be patient, but obviously price only trickled towards the upside. I caught very little drawdown and it still hits my take profit.
And so what do you count as like a breaker structure? Because I always get confused between whether it's a candle closes above or just a wick.
So to me, I always like to find a candle closing above. So even if I bring this back to the minute 5 entry that we took, this to me wasn't valid for a break of structure because you can see price only wicks above. So I wanted to wait for the candle to close above like it did over here. And then that's what validated for me that this is going to be a demand zone and that this is a break of structure.
Oh, okay.
All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the next session. It's currently 10:24 p.m. here on the West Coast. And I'm going to have you trade on a demo account, but whatever you make on that account, I'm going to let you keep in profits.
Do it, dude. I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. All right, guys, it's currently 12:55 a.m. We're here back at Ryan's house in LA, and I have that camera set up, and I also set up his demo account. So he's ready to trade tonight. Is there anything else you need, bro?
I think I got it, man.
All right, bro. Send me whatever trades you take, and we'll link up in the morning.
Sir.
All right.
All right, so as you guys can see, I just adjusted my stop loss and take profit, risking about 2,000 and can potentially make about 2,500 off just this trade alone. So we'll see how it goes. All right, guys, so after waiting a few minutes, I decided to hop in some GJ sells, dropped a little 7 lot. I really liked how it was playing in the supply zone. So hopefully we can hold it out and plays in our direction. Currently 6:10 in the morning, still on GJ. I really like this trade. So we're on the 15-minute. I drew up this initial supply zone. See on the 15-minute, even after all the news, it's still really respecting the supply zone. It's just kind of rejecting right off right here. Even on, you could see on the 1 minute, still really clean. Even after the news happened at about 5:30, we can see it's a huge spike up, but it's still respected. So I'm really liking it, especially where price is right now. Thinking about maybe getting in about right here. We come past right here and then putting our stop loss to right about here, right at this top of the supply zone, and probably targeting these wicks down here. So see how it goes. All right, guys, so it's currently 7:14 in the morning, well into New York session. We're still in our GJ trade, as you can see, up pretty nicely, about 2,300 bucks, 2,400 bucks. Been looking at the chart for a couple of minutes now. I'm seeing some equal lows, as you can see right here, and touching these. And although I think price still has some room to push down, maybe even potentially to right here, I think this is a solid spot, even being up 2,400 bucks. I mean, it's crazy. It's about how much I make in 1 month, and I've done that in just a few hours, which is insane. I think I'm probably gonna close out right now, secure profits, and probably just take the dub for the night. So yeah.
All right, guys, it's currently 4:28 p.m. here. What Ryan showed me last night was that he made 2K on a single trade using the strategy. So what he doesn't know is that I'm gonna pull up on him at work right now, and I actually have the exact amount he made right here, and I'm gonna give this as a gift and a surprise from me to him. Stay tuned. All right, guys, we just got to the bike shop, and in this envelope, I have $2,200 in cash. So this is the exact amount that Ryan made on that trade, and I'm actually gonna be giving it to him while he's working. Let's go see his reaction. So yesterday, you made about $2,000 on a trade. Before you actually hopped on there, I decided that I was gonna give you whatever you make on that account in cash. So congrats, bro, this is all you. Yeah, swear to God, bro. Bro, you put in the work, you put in the hours, and you deserve it. I want to show you that trading is real, and you can do whatever you want with this money. I got you, bro. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. You just saw us take Ryan from being an unprofitable trader to someone who made $2,000 overnight. If you guys did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys also in my free Telegram. The link will be in the description. See you there.